What's up?
What's up?
Nothing. I think John just got a Walmart delivery.
There's a chance.
Oh, what's going on?
It's hot.
Ooh,
It's hot, and that's why you're inside.
That's why I'm in the man cave.
Yes.
Well, it's our dog room. Let's be honest.
I don't even have a dog, so I'm covered.
Good reason for that.
Yeah.
Because you don't like dogs. You don't like dogs.
On the last show. Don't like dogs
Or kids.
or
So
kids
whatever.
or charities or people.
Just in general, I get it.
Yes. Oh, what'd you guys do today?
You know, went to church, had lunch, went and worked on the wagon for a little bit.
Got some progress pictures for that.
It doesn't look like it, but got a lot done this weekend.
It looks better than you think.
It went from oh no, I don't think it looks bad. I think it looks good.
Oh, cool.
I didn't think I was going to get to work on it all this weekend. So we had a soccer tournament, one of my daughter's soccer tournament we were supposed to go to. Didn't get canceled. Our team is not doing it. We're doing a different one next weekend. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah.
So get as much as you can done this weekend.
Yeah, the list is getting smaller, but still a lot to go.
That's awesome.
Not that much.
Tedious stuff.
Yeah.
It's that last 5% that takes up 50% of your time.
Like trying to get the transmission dipstick to not ooze. I hate it.
It's oozing?
Yeah, it's a gusher. Yeah.
It's gushing.
It's like Ninja Turtles, Secret of the Ooze. What?
Nothing. I love that movie. I went there for my 8th grade graduation.
Nice. Was it in color?
Yes.
No. Okay.
Even had sound.
Oh, nice.
That's saying a lot considering it was at the Thunderbird Twin Theater.
Oh, that's awesome.
What's the last movie you've seen there?
I don't remember.
Last movie I saw there, Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Beavis and Butthead Do America.
One of the better movies ever made.
I watched that there.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if it's the last one I watched.
Yes, Steve. They had moving pictures back then.
You could like hear the reels take off and then.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yep. Pulled up to the movie theater. They put that giant rack of ribs on the side of the car and it tipped over. It was fun.
Wilma.
All right. The circuit dropped some more photos this week.
Well, let's see them.
Some better angles of Doherty.
Ooh, nice ankle.
Nice angle.
Yeah, you could probably make some money off that deal.
Solid foot pick material for sure.
Yeah. I wonder how many people are screenshotting this right now, zooming in on that ankle.
Oh, that's disturbing.
Ooh.
But if you're going to zoom in, really zoom in.
I think they were taking a picture of the Pontiac. I don't think they were just trying to get my whole ass in the lens.
Where was that at? Where was that picture taken at?
That was the checking in day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In the line for tech.
Perfect.
Both of those photos.
Easiest ever, too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What made that tech easier?
All he said was, "Man, you drag and drive guys got it together."
Yeah, we got to drive him here.
Nothing like having to argue with bracket racers about what's legal and what ain't. You guys just show up with a bunch of legal cars. Hey, good point, though. It makes a difference when you got to drive it.
Yeah.
And when you put that much into it.
It's true.
Easy to go ahead and fix the little stuff when you're having to fix so much big stuff.
Sell some ad space back here. Your head perspective logo.
I think Gearhead Perspective's paying for ad space, though. You gotta have to be able to buy and sell. You first have to have something that somebody wants, and then be able to market it.
Truth.
First, you get the job, then you get the khakis, then you get the girls.
That's right.
There's a method to it.
That's how that works. When I grow up, I want to own a big sports bar.
Oh, that's going to be the movie we're going to quote all night tonight, Basketball.
And a lot of their quotes we can't really say.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, we're getting some feedback there.
What was that? Is that an airplane flying over your house?
Yeah, low helicopter.
Wow.
Surprised you could hear that. You don't ever say anything about the fan running in the background.
Oh no, that was very. We could hear that clearly.
Yeah, it sounded like feedback on the mic.
What?
I was
My backup mic right here.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see here.
Stoney says he'll just pass on growing up.
Old Peter Pan himself.
Peter Pan. Come on, Count Chocula. Be cowboys from Dallas. Okay.
All right. In case you're a moron, which one of the three of us is, these ads are fake.
You called me in between innings at my daughter's softball game, so I answered the phone. You sent me this picture, and I was like, oh, my gosh. And then for the next inning and a half, I'm like, how am I going to explain to Stephanie that we got to spend this money? Like, it's an investment at this point, you know. We're going to get at least one of them, maybe two. So I'm kind of happy it was fake.
Well, and you said that you were starting to see some other stuff coming on just like that with Summit.
Yeah, I saw that today.
House.
Yeah.
I wish there was something they could do about stuff like this. Like there has to be a way to eliminate the scammers from this.
Yeah, it's real easy. If it's too good to be true, it probably is.
You've got a point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of a survival of the fittest deal. Like everybody whose credit card number they got,
yeah,
more power to them.
Got a $9,000 motor for $999. You're done.
Yeah.
But this is the 7th or 8th time they've got me with this.
Have you guys seen the Harbor Freight Icon Pro set that you can get by answering a questionnaire and then paying the $9.99 for shipping? Also fake.
Oh, well, I've never made it to the fill out the questionnaire part.
Yeah, me neither.
That's the look of a man who has literally had to call the bank and say, "Hey, they got me." That's not. Turns out I'm not as smart as I look.
No, I have not fallen for the questionnaire, but it is one of those things that pops up where I'm like,
Wish that was real.
I bet I could fill out a questionnaire real quick.
I'm not going to lie. The company I work for made us take classes on how to spot like fake emails or whatever. So now like I literally learn stuff from the class. That's the first CAT class I've taken at work that I'm like, I'm actually going to use this. Not for work emails, but for my personal life. Most
the
work
funny
emails
thing is-
just get deleted.
The funny thing is, I can detect fake emails. Like I can do that because nobody emails me anyway. So if it came to me, it's probably fake.
So when Glenn from HR messages you and said, "Hey, we got your pay messed up. Send us your routing number so we can get you paid off," you don't.
I am absolutely confident
No.
that there is no Glenn in HR.
Okay. I just figured
know
everybody
that.
had a Glenn, or in HR or accounting, I guess.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look up who's in HR.
Speaking of accounting, we were trying to think of something to talk about today other than us just rambling. And I just happened to come across the thing that I sent to John and Fro. Man.
I want to build a nice car parts bundle.
Okay, so before we get this started, I stole this from one of our buddies that he posted on social media. But it said, these are prices if you were to take a car, and this doesn't include the price of the car. And this doesn't even, they said it doesn't even include the installation or whatever, right? No, maybe it does. Anyway, this is if you take your junk to a shop and drop it off and they do all the work. This is the amount they come up with.
So motor 25K, trans 10K, boost 10K, paint 10K, wheels and tires 6,000, electronics and tuning 10,000, fuel 5,000, cage 10,000, interior 5,000, suspension and brakes 10,000, coming to a grand total of $101,000.
Now, while I feel like some of these prices could be right for a car, but you need to change that word nice car to like something awesome. You know what I mean? Word that I probably can't use right now because once again, I think my daughter might be able to hear me talking.
Yeah, like a badass car.
Yeah.
Now that being said, like if you're just dropping your car off and letting them do it, yeah, I can kind of see some of this. Is it motor along with install?
I think that's a big number. Once again, I think you can build a nice car for way less than 25. A nice motor.
I think
way less
I
than
think I
25
might
grand.
break up the money a little different.
No, yeah, for sure.
And also perception of what a nice car is.
Right. I talked to you guys earlier. I was like, I got $250 in my paint job.
Yeah.
And I've been told a couple different times that car looks nice. Paint looks nice.
It's nice. It's a nice car.
Yeah.
It's a nice car paint job.
Now, with that being said, I also did have the paint and clear sponsored. So I did not have any money in that, but I had about $250 in materials other than that to get my car ready to paint, whatever.
Well, and I think any one of these numbers can be offset by work.
Yeah. No, sir. No. No.
But I do. I think any of these numbers could be offset by work. I think if you're doing your own paint, you can probably go ahead and cut that number in half at least to do it yourself. We all know materials are expensive.
They are.
We all know tools are expensive. So you're doing your own paint. Let's say you can cut that in half. If you're building your own motor, I think you could probably cut that by more than half.
I don't know, man.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I mean, again, perception of what a nice car is.
Yeah, I do like big checks, so maybe. Exactly, but I'm just saying, for $101,000, and they're calling it a nice car. You spend $101,000 in any way, shape, or form. It should be better than nice. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I don't know who made this list, but John, you got a really nice car and you have zero paint job on yours.
Yeah.
Take that back. I had a half a can of engine enamel that we used on the fenders.
Right. I mean, it's got a little bit of a paint job.
Yeah, that's about it. And I feel like you get a lot of attention, a lot of compliments on your car, and it doesn't have a nice paint job on. It just doesn't.
No.
It doesn't need it.
I for sure choose to spend my money in different places than this list does.
Yeah. Ooh, I scored on the cage on my car.
Yeah.
See? I lucked out. Me and our buddy Jimmy. Mainly Jimmy, he's the brainchild of all the bending and stuff like that. I think my cage turned out great. I'm super proud of it. And I know it'll pass tech. There's no doubt in my mind. So
you got a couple of $100 in a cage that'll start to $850.
Oh yeah. Sure. Yep. It's about $400.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more, but not much more.
That's pretty okay.
Once again, this is for someone who takes their car and drops it off and has the same thing done. I got quoted the same cage at like, what I tell you guys, $4,500.
Yep.
45 and 55 for Chrome Molly, I think is what it was.
And that was just to get it sent to you. You were still going to have to weld all that together.
No. That was having someone do it.
Okay, that was having someone do it. Never mind.
Yeah, but it was also like a 6 or 7 week wait. We did my cage in a week.
Mm-hmm.
Like we worked on it a few hours a night after work, and it was done.
So you probably cut the cage.
Sure, impressive.
Yeah, it worked out really good. Like it's way nicer than I even imagined it was going to be.
So between the cage and the paint, so far you're ahead
$19,500.
$19,500.
Babe, are you listening to
this? That's what you got to do. That's first. Yeah, she needs it. That's for sure what you got to do, though.
Hold on, my wife's going to join us for this show, guys.
So, wheels and tires, how far are you ahead?
Me? A lot, because I buy those Summit wheels. But I like those Summit wheels. I actually got them on sale when they were like
those are Jegs wheels.
Jegs. Some are from Jegs, some are from Summit. They're the same wheels, just from different whatever. I think I got them when they were on sale for like $90 a piece or 95.
Really?
So
yeah.
wheels and tires, let's say you're probably $5,000 ahead.
Yeah. Well, not tires.
Not tires?
I mean, we could probably say 4,500 ahead.
4,500 ahead. So you add that to you're 19.5, so you're 23,000 ahead already.
Boom.
What do you have in your trans?
Yeah, but keep on. It's just stony. Man, I'd have to start. The trans I've had, I got through trading and stuff. I did have the trans gone through and everything just recently. Had a stronger input shaft and some other things. I wanted to do a trans brake. The guy that did the transmission suggested that I do not do a trans brake yet. Mainly after I told him Frazier built a motor, he's like, "Oh no, you need to beef the transmission up before you do the rest of that," because he said that motor will find the weak points of that transmission. So I'm really not that deep into the transmission either, because like I said, I traded for it originally. The case was cracked. Devin hooked me up with an HD case, 400 case, and I had everything moved over to it. It was like $100 to have that done. And then, a few $100 having everything done. I mean, not a lot, $500 or $600 in the transmission.
So,
and torque converter. I got torque converter in the trade too. Same one that I loaned John a long time ago. That's back to it.
So since you're not running boost,
nope, nitrous,
and your interior is going to be a little more Spartan than most.
Yeah.
Like you're probably what, 70,000 ahead on this?
for my deal. The biggest expense on my car would be what you just showed pictures of her a few minutes ago.
Now the biggest problem is this: when you start looking at the post from Stone Cipher said he's in at $700 on the wagon.
Yeah.
What is the car worth versus what you've spent? And I don't expect you to come up with a number. I'm just throwing it out there. Like the car is worth way more than you have in it because of the work that you've done to it.
Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't put a number on it, man.
And that's what I'm saying is there's, with the level of work that you've put into it, you've offset a lot of this money.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. John will be back in a minute.
We'll drop Doherty off for a second.
So we leave out a lot of stuff, like how many times I've redone stuff because this will work and then it didn't work. I have to end up redoing it, spend more money there, back and forth. But like I've said in the past, I've been fortunate enough. I got a group of friends that if I can't do something and they help me out, and nobody hesitates to help me. You know what I mean? I'm fortunate. So we're do-it-yourselfers for sure. Pretty much the only thing that I've had professionals do at this point would be the transmission. And then the motor.
It's not five-finger death punch, I promise.
We'll just share that. John's is Sweet Home Alabama, I think.
I think what was Jimmy's? It was Panama by Van Halen.
Maybe.
Like I don't race, but if I did, it would definitely be Kickstart My Heart right at the line.
Okay, so anyway, back to the list. Back to this list real quick. $25,000 is a large amount. I feel like. I agree with that.
And that's the truth.
I think $25,000, a person can have $25,000 in a motor real easy. But if you spend that much money even paying someone to build that motor and put it in, that's still going to be a very nice piece.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Very much so.
So I think the $25,000 on the motor is realistic. I tried putting John in. He's not.
Yeah,
ready.
I think he's locked up again.
Okay. So I think $25,000 for a motor is, oh geez, I did that. Is not unrealistic for something really nice. And that's one of those things you can spend more if you want. I think I think for what we're doing, $10,000 for a transmission is a bit high.
I think you're right.
I mean, unless does that include I'm sure that includes trans brake, valve bodies, converter, I'm assuming would be involved in that. So yeah, you can get up to $6-7 pretty quick, even with what we do. I mean, and I know there's guys that would say, I wish my transmission was $10,000. These guys got gnarly cars though. You know what I mean? I keep on going back to, I want to build a nice car. And like John has said, it depends on what your definition of nice is.
And that's the truth. Where do you think 10K is going to get you on paint?
On paint?
Yeah.
If you're taking it to a shop to have it done, that totally, it just depends on what kind of shape your car's already in.
Right.
If it's a car that you just want resprayed, there's minimal body work. Because I don't care what anybody says. Can't tell you how many times people have brought me something. Oh, it just needs scuffed and shot.
Yep.
And there's dents and there's rust and blah, blah, blah. I mean, there's always something. So it's nothing. No car's ever just ready to spray. No scuff. No such thing as a scuff and shoot. I mean, once again, I'm sure there is. I've never seen it. There might be some shops that would do it for $10,000, but you'd be hard pressed to find someone to do overall paint job for $10,000 with any kind of body work, just because prices on materials are so high.
They are ridiculous right now. You're right.
You buy enough paint and clear, sealer, primers to do a whole car right now, and you're gonna have $5,000 in it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Guys like me would do it. You know what I mean? But I'm also one man. It would take a little bit longer than taking it to a shop, I would imagine. But if you shopped around, you might be able to find someone.
Wheels and tires, I think, is really high.
I think if you get some name brand, I think that's on par.
Man,
I really do. You get you some RC comps and some tires, dude. That's $6,000.
Man, you got a point.
Or more. You see those wheels. You see just pairs, either fronts or rears. Oh, here's the deal for $3,200, and I'm super nice. I'll never have stuff. I'll never have stuff like that. But
electronics and tuning, I can see that if they're including like the entire engine management system, full EFI setup, dyno run after dyno run after dyno run, trying to get the tune right.
Well, it shouldn't be that stinking much. If it's that bad, there's something majorly wrong, or you need a new tuner.
Well, and I agree, but once you've moved on from like the Terminator, which we're accustomed to, once you move into the Dominator, it becomes all about programming. So at that point, you have to have somebody there who understands everything about the system and how to pin it out and how to set everything up. And at that point, you're paying that guy for what he knows. You're not even necessarily paying for what he does.
Yeah, but for someone who does it every single day, it's not a big deal.
Right. Honestly, if you'll sit down and just read the instruction manual, it'll take you more time. But that's work you can offset. That's work you can, like, you're still going to have to get somebody to tune it unless you want to go take the tuning class. But wiring everything up, not that complicated as long as you know exactly what you're reading. You know, when you did your Terminator for the first time, it was read, look at wires, read, look at wires, read. Okay, maybe I'm ready to try this.
Oh, I mean, I studied the harness and read the book 5 times before I even went out in the garage with it.
Right.
And it was simple. It's simple. It's really not bad.
And it is, but you would be surprised at how many people screw that up.
Well,
like that's the step that gets everybody.
We've said it several times. Most of the times with these, even with the Phytex or snipers or whatever system they're using, a lot of the times it's installer error.
It's the truth. Cage, I think a lot of where the money comes in on the cage is you're paying for somebody who knows what they're doing so that you can pass tech.
Well, man, in the cage, finding someone that knows how to do the cage correctly, that's going to make it fit nice and with the good welds and just the knowledge. And they already have to have the tools. They have to have the bender. They're going to have the nice welder. They're going to have all this stuff. And then depending on what material you use. I mean, right. Like I said, 10, I was quoted, I think 45 for steel, for mild steel, and 55 for chromoly for what we did in my wagon.
Right.
And the guy that I asked, I would 100% have him do it. I would trust him. I just didn't have the money to pay him to do it. I wanted to, but there's no way. You know what I mean? So I was like, well, we're not unfamiliar with the tubing bender. You know what I mean? So
it's true.
And Jimmy, man, we have seen him build some really cool stuff with it. Jimmy had never done a whole cage like that before, ever. So I basically took a bunch of pictures of a cage that is available to buy for my wagon, and we almost copied it. We made a couple little changes that we didn't like on that one, but still kept it legal. So we just pretty much copied off of it for the most part, and like I said, it turned out great. It turned out better than I thought it was going to. So if a person really wanted to do a cage, you could borrow a tubing bender from someone if you can find it, or really, I mean, if you're going to spend $10,000, you can spend, how much is a tubing bender? $1,500?
I think so. I think it was right. Well, and then again, I haven't priced one in probably 10 years.
I don't know. I'm saying $1,500 for a tubing bender. I see them all the time on Marketplace for even less than that.
And
then get you a decent welder. We used Jimmy his Lincoln welder messed up. He went to Harbor Freight and bought one of the higher model Harbor Freight welders, and it turned out it's a really nice welder.
Nice.
It's pretty killer. So, and I don't remember what that was, $500 or $600, maybe a little bit more. But so I feel like if a guy wanted to learn how to do it, you're going to save yourself $7,000. You know what I mean? It may take you a little bit more time, a couple extra bends, practice bends or whatnot, but you know, And once again, we've said it 100 times already. The show. This is for if you were to take your car and drop it off somewhere, right?
Right.
That's what this whole thing's about. But I look at it and it just makes me sick to my stomach. Like I can see the motor thing. That's realistic. That's a lot of money for a motor for me. But looking at it and seeing that, like some people we race with, even they're like, we wish we only had 25 grand in our motor. You know what I mean?
I agree.
But for 25 grand, you pay the professional. You know what I mean? Stoney's right. Check it out. Hey, and some of that stuff gets kind of crazy. It is. Some of the bends are kind of weird when you got to go over and then in and then back down and back over like this. That's a weird, getting those angles right and set up right in the bender is crazy.
Right.
I don't even know.
And that's me. I'm not a tubing bender guy. I'm not a paint and body guy. There's a lot of things that I'm not necessarily good at, but it's exactly like you said. It's if you have those friends that will help you and can help you, let them jump in. Doherty's back.
Oh, they move locations.
But no, I think the 5K for fuel, I don't know how in the hell you come up with the number of $5,000 for fuel.
I mean, you run an Aeromotive 5 gallon per minute brushless. What do those cost?
I think he was thinking like fuel, not fuel system.
You're right. You're right. But that makes sense now. Yes, I see where you're going with this.
Right. But you do real big, nice fuel pump. Then you got to do filters. Those filters aren't cheap either.
Hoses.
Fuel line itself isn't cheap. The fittings aren't cheap. I mean, so I think 5K might be kind of close. You know, that may be a little high for what something we would do, but I mean, to buy nice stuff.
Stoney's with you.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Yeah. I don't doubt
5,000 fuel system. 10,000 electronics does seem a little crazy to me. But like we've talked about on this show, you can offset all of this by doing it yourself. It's just at the end you have to rely on what you built yourself.
I look at this list and I go, yeah, I could spend 25 on the motor, 10 on the trans, 10 on this, and whatever. You can spend it if you want, but does a person really need to spend this kind of money to have a nice car? And like we said, what do you think? What's your definition of nice?
Doherty, what's your thoughts on this?
Oh, I mean, it'd be a real nice car if I don't.
like nicer than Mike Honcho nice.
Oh man, I think you could do a hella nice car for $100 grand.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't know. Yeah, I stand by that.
I think you're horribly overestimating my small block.
But it's also very subjective.
Right. But again, I think all of this can be offset by building it yourself.
And also, to be clear, when I look at this list, all I'm thinking is drag and drive car. That's what I'm is a race car. Are they building a nice street car, like road race car, or just
is it a drag and drive car? Is it a 11.0 class racer? Is it a unlimited car? Like
there's money for boost in there.
There's money for boost in there.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a 10.0 car.
Yeah.
There's a lot of 10.0 class racers that are a boosted application.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, and if you don't want to go out there and spend $101,000 building a nice car, you can always buy one of these two. Red one and the blue one, both for sale.
That's facts. Stoney's on it tonight.
Stoney is on it tonight. Both of those cars are for sale. Those are both Ed Inser's cars.
Mm-hmm.
One of those is the current record holder for its class in Drag and Drive.
So the Nat NA class, right?
Yes, dominating the naturally aspirated classes at the 2023 edition of Six Summer. Honestly, I can go to the next slide, and the next slide gets into more detail on each one of the cars. I just want to make sure we looked at some pictures. A lot of words going on right here.
A lot of stuff.
Small tire, street legal, drag and drive Mustangs. One at Sick Week, the other at Drag Week, apparently. You guys can go through here and read all of this if you want to. I can sit here and ramble on as filler while both of you are looking at these details, but that's a lot of words. The red one is $95,000. The blue one is $175,000.
Both cars are as close to new as you will find on planet Earth for less than half the price to build.
Well, okay. Now, I don't want to call anybody a liar.
So that
I don't
blue
think you're
Mustang
calling
cost
anybody a liar.
$350K to build.
I mean,
if you're
so
dropping it off at Haas, Bickle, or RJ, yes.
I don't know. Dude.
I don't think this is calling anybody a liar. I think this is asking legitimate questions.
I'm asking a legitimate question. If you see it in person, yes.
I'm sure those cars are amazing. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
My question is, if a person was looking and getting into racing, and I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess if you're like, for me, this would work out. I'm a Fox body guy. I love me some Fox bodies, right? So,
Right.
It's not your normal Fox body.
Good, but it's not your normal Fox body. I get that. But I like I told you earlier, John, could you not go to Cameron Johnson or one of these guys and say, hey, I got $175,000. You can build me a fresh car, all fresh. Not saying these cars aren't fresh. I know they're amazing. Not saying these cars are trash at all. But
maybe not.
do you want to buy this guy's car that's always going to be his car? That's the next question. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I honestly think if I had the $175K to spend on a race car, I'd be making, like, this would be the least of my worries. Just like, I can't fathom spending that on a race car. That's what I'm getting at.
I just keep on going back to the conversation in my head, going to my wife, going, hey, hear me out.
Hear me out.
Listen.
This is a positive for both of us.
I know this is a hobby. I know this.
Yeah.
But
no, honey, it's an investment.
It's an investment right up until I stick it in the wall.
Well, that's not positive.
Yeah. He invited this guy.
Yeah, golly.
No, I'm just saying it's. I can't see spending that, but that's me because I'm not a race car guy. You guys aren't, but I can tell in my best used car salesman voice. I can tell that these two cars are obviously too much for you. Okay, this is not the car you were looking for. This is not the market that you're in.
Okay. Oh, okay.
$65K can be a coupe or a convertible. Thoughts?
I mean,
You might need to give a little more.
this is Devin's car.
This is Devin Vanderhoof's car.
Not our boy Devin.
No,
But
this is the car that ripped the convertible top off at over 200 miles an hour. This is, I believe, this is the one that has the air jacks in it.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so you're not jacking up this car.
Yeah, I don't think this is a bad price for his car.
$65,000 roller.
Yeah. This
That's
is
the part that throws me.
I for sure don't need it to be a convertible.
Well, it says right there it can be bought as either a convertible or a coupe.
It does everything well.
Which is weird.
Yeah, if it's bought as a coupe, I think it comes with air conditioning. If it's convertible, then you don't need the air conditioning.
Yeah.
Right.
Obviously.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for everything this is one of the baddest cars out there right now too. So I mean it's I can see this. This makes more sense to me.
What did LaSala's roller go for?
$1, Bob.
Oh, I don't remember.
Okay. Because his was roller, and I want to say his was somewhere close to this in range.
Yeah. Sony says this is a Power Rider car, so it's probably 200 pounds heavier than the blue Fox. Well, then I'll just put another big O turbo in there.
I mean, with this car, you almost have to. This car, the same thing as the blue car. This car has a reputation. It's so-and-so's car.
That's true.
That's Ed's old car. That's Devin's old car. Like, that's all it's ever going to be. That's what would throw me on all of this. What's that?
Not all it's ever going to be.
You're going to have to do something pretty damn crazy for people not to refer to it as Devin's old car.
So if you're spending that kind of money on these cars, you clearly have the money for the motor and trans to go in them too, right?
Right.
To keep them up to the level where they should be, where they've been. So you're probably going to go out and continue competing with these, I'm sure. I mean, those people probably don't care about if it's Devin's old car or dude's old car, whatever. Not like me. That's the rule we've always had. If you buy someone else's car, it's their car until you make 3 changes to it. Then it's your car.
I believe that was our rule.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a weird.
I don't either. I can't imagine spending $65,000 to $175,000 to have a car that I can then bring home, put a motor in, and then go racing.
That's because we're not in that tax bracket.
And that's it right there. If I could afford it, I'd do it. That's the truth. I don't want to build a race car.
I mean, get Vanderhoof's car for $8,000. Would you go get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I wouldn't care if they thought it was his car or not. It's mine now.
But that goes right back to this.
Yeah.
Is that the difference? Because this is a nice car. You figure Devin's car, after you put a motor and trans in it, which according to this is another $35,000, puts it right there at that line. Is that a nice car?
Do you think there's 650 people that would pay $100 for a chance to win Vanderhoof's car?
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you just do that?
Yeah.
Then we could get it for $100.
Stoney made this comment. It's kind of long, but I wanted to share it. I agree in a lot of that, but here's the deal: I didn't know that car until I met you, Stoney. So as far as I'm concerned, that's your car.
See, and I think that's what it comes down to: is if you're going to buy that car, just get new friends. They don't know.
Buy out of your friend group.
Yes. Just go get all new friends. Start over.
No Todd.
I don't know him.
I don't believe I know him. Like, I know of him, but I don't know him.
I know of him. I mean, I know him and Dusty are buddies.
Like, we don't hang out and drink beer together or anything like that. But
speaking of drinking beer, what'd you guys do this weekend?
I may have had 1 or 2.
Yard work.
Yeah. We went to fireworks 2 nights in a row. So I'm not trying to derail the conversation. Never mind. Go ahead.
Now we're getting ready to go into marketplace anyway. You might as well.
No, I'm just saying. Daddy's bloated more than normal.
Steve says, just do what I did. Buy a truck, stash it away for 10 years until everyone forgets, then bring it back out.
Yeah. That works.
Solid plan for a race car.
Yeah, what you don't want to do is buy somebody else's car and then go slower in it.
Ooh, that sucks.
How bad does that sound? I mean, unless I had the golden ticket on Ed Enzer's car, because I'd just slap my junk in there and go slow.
How much faster you think you would go in his car than your car?
Probably about 1,200 pounds faster.
Say it's probably 1,500 pounds lighter. So
I don't know what it is. I was guessing 1,500 pounds lighter.
Yeah.
I don't know what the math is on that, but it would be a ride, I'm guessing.
I think it's a great car. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Maybe you can't build it for that price.
Like somebody needs to let him know to pull that deal down and sell us all $100 ticket.
I'd probably be in on that.
I mean,
I would for sure.
1,700 people need to buy a ticket for Ed Enzer's car. That's a lot of competition. But
those would be $250 tickets.
Still, somebody's going to get a banger for. It may take him a while to fill that raffle, though.
Yeah,
maybe we do $250 slots on that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 250 slots.
What was it?
I'm still trying to figure out what.
175,000.
What Cameron Johnson shirt I want.
Yeah, 700 people. Surely we get 700 people to put a $250 ticket in.
Yeah, I think so.
And then one of us gets Ed Enzer's car for $250.
I might do that too. I don't know. I don't need a car like that. I have nothing to put in it.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm
put your 496 in it.
Imagine put my little stock head stuff in there and
go put it in there. You put that shit in there, you're running bottom nines. I don't know, mid nines, something like that.
Yeah. I'll go get me some Ozempic, go bottom nines.
Yeah.
That's right, Stoney.
For sure.
That's what I'm talking about. I think I would waffle that truck off.
Cream puff?
I think so.
When does the deal end on cream puff?
I'm not for sure. I'll look it up.
I need to go buy a shirt. Hey Siri, set a reminder to buy a shirt.
I hope you set off somebody else's phone.
So my thing about the wagon is, the more I get into it, the more I'm loving the car. Which I've always loved my wagon, don't get me wrong, right? But where used to, I would go through and look at Marketplace and oh, this roller's for sale. I'm like, oh, I could sell my wagon and get that. Yeah. Oh. And there was a couple times on this show that I sent messages out to trade the wagon for another car. Remember the guy with the big tire Mustang actually responded, was like, yeah, I'm interested. And I'm like, oh no, what am I doing? I can't. I didn't think he'd go for it, But begins June 23rd and ends July 21st.
Hey, have y'all ever used Siri?
I don't.
Not for anything appropriate, no.
You don't ever hey, set a reminder or whatnot?
Yeah.
If you go to open up and search for reminders in your phone, see if there's any reminders right now.
Okay. Did you do something to my phone?
Fro, go check Siri.
I don't even know where to start. Okay.
Yeah, you just swipe left, swipe down. When you hit search, type reminders.
No, none.
You got no reminders?
None.
Huh.
Uh-oh. It says all reminders completed.
So when you go down to tasks, does it say 0?
I don't have tasks on mine.
I don't either.
That's only if you set reminders.
Down here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
so
I don't
it's-
have that.
It says reminders and then my name.
Oh.
No.
All right.
This is one riveting show while we all stare at our
Mine
phones.
says,
We're not the same.
Because I'll tell Siri to do some shit for me. Mine says, I don't. So, cancel those bills. Wipe my clothes. Instagram. I'm gonna wipe on Instagram. Go see Shane.
Go see shit.
And then most recently, buy a shirt. I went ahead and said I was done with 3 of these just so that I can cancel them off. But
Our newest Patreon is called Old Guys Using Technology.
yeah,
This is nothing. You should have seen me and John earlier trying to find instructions for a TCI Diablo shifter.
I had it zoomed in so big so that I could read it. But he was plumb ass across the shop and goes, "Oh yeah," and started reading it.
Oh my
story.
God, we're old,
Hey,
stupid.
we found it though. It's easy.
Yeah. Turns out it's not near as bad as I thought. It's the last shifter you'll ever need to buy.
The thing you needed to do was already in the thing. You needed to take the thing out and screw it on and then put the thing in.
Right. Lunar, which reminds me, don't let anybody see your next text message. Ooh. Froze got you.
Yeah.
Let's go. You guys ready
All
for
right.
Marketplace?
My favorite is hey Siri, call Bo Pickard on speaker. Yeah. And then
I'm looking at
Yeah.
it's ringing.
It's ringing right
Not
now.
yeah,
Not
I
anymore.
know. I canceled it, but yeah, you can tell her to do it
Missed call.
on speakerphone.
Oh, I didn't know you could do
have
that.
to, you don't even have to like greasy hands it up
Huh. I didn't know
to
you could
get
do
the
that.
speaker. Yeah.
Wow.
Technology is amazing.
Technology is awesome.
All right, take us to Marketplace, Larry.
All right, I've intentionally left all of the details out of Marketplace for tonight. I will get to them at the end of said Marketplace ad.
I don't like the
81
interior.
Ford Mustang LS, $50,000.
I don't like the interior. I don't know. This one's 50 G's. It may have not stock interior.
Well, this one has a motor in it.
It better for 50 grand. Just joking.
That's the ugliest Mustang I've ever seen.
I disagree with that, but
I mean, there's probably been uglier ones for sure.
I see a cage. Interior is nice.
You do see a cage.
It's got a coyote,
wow.
doesn't it?
It does not have a coyote.
What?
Sleeper, dude. I hope it has a big block Chevy.
Does not have a big block Chevy.
Small block Chevy? Small block Chevy. Small block Chevy.
All right, I gotta
It's
go.
an
get a
LS.
picture on this.
Does it have an LS?
I think
No, we
it's an
can't see
LS.
that crap, bro.
I don't normally like gold wheels like that. They're cool on certain cars. I think it looks okay on this one. The interior is so ugly. I like it.
See,
It's
Steve picked up on the first picture where it shows the back tires. I'll go back to that real quick. If you look towards the back of the car, them are some pretty beefy tires.
I thought it was just shadow. I didn't notice.
Yeah,
I was locked in on those hubcaps,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I did notice the trans brake button or bump, whatever it was.
Yeah. All right.
Let's go to the details on this one. I'll read it all.
I can't tell if it looks better or worse with the gold wheels on it.
81 Ford Mustang LX, $50,000. Ultimate sleeper, 81 Mustang that was a stock 6-cylinder car to start. No corners cut, and attention to detail is incredible compared to most drag cars. I've driven it sparingly on the street. However, it can be driven and all the basic functions of the car work. Headlights, taillights, interior lights, Dakota digital gauges, windshield wipers, reverse lights. All the stock factory paint, 1981 Mustang paint. Cage, tube front end, Detroit speed mini tubs, custom trunk floor, fuel cell, built and braced, 8.8. Upper and lower torque boxes, custom stainless long tube headers, all built by Matt Smith and the team at Performance Fab in Roebuck, South Carolina. Engine is built for heavy nitrous, 14-to-1 compression, solid roller, Frankenstein F715 heads.
Well, that's why he drove it sparingly on the street.
Dart block and crank, Wiseco boost line rods, Molly pistons, RPM transmission, 2-speed turbo 400 with Greg Slack converter, Holly Dominator, Mincer Motorsports struts and coilovers, and much more.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a $50,000 car.
It's probably a $50,000 car.
Yeah.
It looks very $50,000 ish.
Yeah. It's very nice. It's one of the cooler ones you come up with.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I do like the color and everything. Oh, that's right, Lunar.
We're fucking up his algorithm.
She thick. She thick.
Next one for Doherty.
All right. Semi truck.
85 GMC Astro, $39,500.
Semi truck.
Peterbilt.
Oddly enough,
Oh no.
Bo is correct.
Oh,
Oh, damn. That is nice.
the Mustang would look really good in the back of this truck. Is all I'm saying.
Hold on.
That fits.
Hold the phone. Is money.
It is.
I took one look at it and I went, okay, so it's for a dirt track racer. It doesn't matter.
It's for a drag and drive racer.
It's for a drag and drive racer.
There's only a couple of things I would change. I'd make that grill a little bit nicer, a little bit of rattle pan.
Yeah, we could church this deal up for sure.
Yeah, but other than that, man, I like the graphics and all.
Yeah, I don't mind them.
Your car would fit in there. Your
Yeah.
car would look good in that. That
Think
brown
it would
Mustang
look
would look good
great.
in there. Yeah. How much is this deal?
$39,400.
Oh, that's a deal.
Actually, $39,500. I am
This
selling a
thing-
piece of short track racing history, the famed Mystic Missile Hauler. I love the truck and use it weekly, but my crew struggles with
Mystic
getting
missile. I'm gonna use that later. Daddy's got a new move. Calling it the Mystic Missile.
The crew struggles getting in and out of the cab due to age, so it's time to let someone else enjoy this hauler. Titled as a motorhome. That means you can drive it, Doherty. Onboard Onan gas-powered generator. Place to hook shore power to the truck. Built. It's got a battery maintainer. Box is 30 foot long with a slope 16-foot section in the rear of the box where the car rides. Truck is 40 feet long total. Back door opening is 99 inches wide. Has aluminum slide-out ramps for loading. Has built-in crane for pulling engines. Has refrigerator, microwave, stereo, observation deck on the roof.
What?
Large tire racks, winch for loading the car, tons of storage.
Does
Powered
this guy need a high country?
I feel like that's a good trade.
I feel like if he does, we need to
Powered by a 300 horsepower big cam Cummins injection pump rebuilt and turned up. 10-speed transmission, air brakes, 280,000 miles, runs and drives great, gets more attention than the race car.
Well, I want to see the race car too, though. That's the problem.
Well, and one of the pictures had the race car in it, but I left it out.
Man.
You just open the back, shove my concho in there nice and deep like, and take off down the road.
Man, you could get back there and like maintenance that deal while we're headed to the track.
Yes.
That's the ultimate ramp truck.
Better than Lincoln Hawk.
What?
Oh, wow. There's the Mystic Missile.
The Mystic
Right
Missile.
There it is.
Yeah.
Huh.
I thought this
Yeah.
truck would be perfect for Dory.
Boy, it is kind of like I would for sure change some stuff. We're gonna go clean it. We're gonna do some polishing.
As long as you don't change the look of the inside of that box.
Yeah, no,
leave the wood paneling.
I don't need to haul all them tires up there like that though.
Just a couple.
No,
Yeah.
that would
Just
be
a few.
that rack would be for beer.
There's some modern amenities that could jump into this wheel. It literally has like T12s in them light fixtures. Right?
We're going LED in this deal.
We're going LEDs. Yeah.
One will be mounted to the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to decide whether the mirrors go on the wall or the ceiling.
Both. Oh yeah. Oh, challenge accepted.
Dory spit beer. All right. I don't even remember what. Okay, so the next one is actually two.
Okay. Twofer.
It's a twofer. 68 GMC 1500 regular cab long bed for $7,000, or a 69 Chevy 1500 regular cab long bed for $20,000. Victim number one.
It's a trick question.
I like that.
This the $7,000 truck?
This is your $20,000 truck.
Yeah.
Oh, because I was going to say, because that's a great $7,000 truck.
Yeah, that'd be money at 7K.
Yeah.
This is your $7,000 truck.
I still feel like that's money for 7K. Is the other truck worth 20 grand?
That's the entire point of me pulling both of these up is that truck worth 20 grand? Right.
I do really like that color. That's the color
I
of
like
Shrek.
I like that color and that grill significantly better than the other one.
I agree.
But
Like, even if
$13,000
these trucks
more?
were both in the same condition and the same, this is the one I would pick. Like if this one was roached out a little harder, like if you roach this one out down to the 7K price range, I'm still going to pick it because that's the grill that I like, and that's the best color. That's
So I don't
for sure the best color.
I don't have any information on what motor or transmission is in this truck. Obviously, it's column shift. Looks like it's a 3-speed. I'm going to guess and say that's an inline 6 truck. This one is definitely an inline 6 truck. He had pictures of the motor on the Facebook Marketplace ad.
Oh, so they both need a motor swap.
They both need a motor swap, and they both need a bed cut down.
Yeah. We'll just call it pudding
That's
on
like
that
the
deal.
worst
Hey,
bed in the history of ever to cut down too.
I don't know, man. You need to watch Puddin'. That dude's got it down to a science.
He does have it down to a science.
Especially on the square bodies. He can knock one of those out, and it looks money.
A square body has a straight
Yeah. Well, I know.
line. This one has that swoopy line.
I get it.
It's rough.
But yeah, 20,000, 7,000. I'm buying the $7,000 truck. If I'm just going to cut it up anyway, $7,000 truck. What else do I have here tonight? Oh, golf cart, as usual.
Unsubscribe. Griggs don't dig it.
Unsubscribe.
Greg should dig it because he's the one who believes that long beds are where it's at.
He may be referring to the fact that you just want to cut it down and that you watch pudding.
Oh.
No, he actually watches pudding more than I do. 57 Chevy golf cart, $9,500, marked down from $11,500.
It's for sale, not on sale.
What? I don't understand what I'm looking at. Going full screen.
Full screen.
At the risk of, I still don't understand what I'm looking at.
Is that a golf cart?
That is not a golf cart.
There's the pictures. One, there's a motor in it. One, there's not.
Well, and let me clarify that for you.
Okay, good.
This is the former Granny's Nitro trike. You can look it up on YouTube. Just put in Granny's Nitro trike. It is a golf cart with Boss Hog 57 Chevy body. It has all new batteries. The Hemi engine has been removed, and this would make a off-the-chain golf cart. Or the 57 Chevy body can be used for a really cool trike. Other pictures will be coming. The price is $11,500 best offer, which now it's $9,500. The Hemi engine is also for sale. This was a Cacklefest vehicle.
Let's go back to the pictures. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on here.
Yeah. Okay.
So the engine was in it and not hooked up to anything. Its whole purpose in life was to be ridiculous.
Well, it needs another blower in that case.
Yeah, why wouldn't they just stack blowers at that point?
I am not interested at all in this. This does not.
I don't think anybody is. But it popped up when I looked up golf carts, so I was like, all right, well, this one ought to.
Now look in the background of these pictures. There's some really cool stuff.
There is some really cool stuff.
Yeah. Other blower motors.
First gen Camaro.
Cars. Yeah.
That toolbox that's made out of the front of a 53 Chevy truck.
Is that a toolbox?
That's a toolbox.
Are you just guessing, or are you being?
No, that's a toolbox.
That's pretty cool.
Each grill bar slides out for a drawer.
No kidding. That's awesome.
Huh. I have to find one of those for next week.
That's neat. Does the hood open up like a workbench?
Yes.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. You're making this up, are you? You messing with me?
He's for sure.
Yeah, I'm talking straight out of my ass.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. I'll find a picture of it for next week.
Out the butthole.
All right.
All right.
What else? Is that it?
Technically, that's it. I just wanted to throw in one more just because.
But wait, there's more.
Just because I felt like Doherty
Just
needed
having a Ron Popeil moment. Man, I missed the wrong part of the show.
Doherty needed a reminder.
Hey, how do you reach the? No, it's not a kickstand. You pull it back on that deal. Okay.
Yeah, that's a service stand.
Service stand.
But I still don't see how you would get to it or the kickstand or the ground for that matter.
That's even a crappy skidoo.
Yeah.
Like, I think when you pull up somewhere, you have to beach that thing and then get off and put the kickstand down.
You just jump off.
Let it happen.
Just pull up, just lay it over.
I almost want to buy this just to pull off and just jump off and ghost ride that turd and let it fall while I walk into McDonald's.
The guy that owns the shop behind it that sells B&W stuff is pissed that this ad's out there somewhere.
I like that. Check out the mirror on the handlebar. That's all about safety, you know.
All about safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got the shitty LED light from O'Reilly's right there mounted to the rubberized coating.
Hey, speaking of those lights, I've been telling my wife I'm going to go buy like a big light to mount on my mower so I can mow at night because it is too hot when the sun's out.
It is.
Yeah, who does anything from like noon to 6?
Nobody. Oh, my
Nobody.
neighbors.
People
My
with air
neighbors.
Yeah,
conditioning.
I don't know do anything outside.
He's talking about outdoors now. I'm usually in your shop from that time.
Yeah, hell with going outside.
I'm waiting on you to get your car out of the way so I can pull in there.
What do you need to
I
pull in there
hope
for?
nobody gives
Nothing.
$4,200. Was that really $4,200?
Yes.
Let's bring that back up. That is really $4,200.
Fro's just rubbing it in John's face. Let me pull it up one more time.
One more time. I'm just waiting for the keyword. The safe word is skidon't.
Just in case you forgot what color it was, check it out.
Mistletoe.
Pineapple.
Mistletoe. Oh, so everybody check Facebook Marketplace after this. Doherty's going to be one cab over richer.
Man,
Bo's buying the skidon't.
No, Bo's not buying anything.
Calling it a pit bike.
No.
All right.
Oh,
Is there anything else you guys want to?
See, Stoney spied Shrek.
Yeah. Mama's truck got pulled in the shop. Got to do some work. Get her driving that deal.
Yep.
She
Very
wanted to work
interesting.
on it.
Very interesting truck. A lot of paperwork with that thing.
Yeah, you guys found the build sheets for it the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, it was just in the glove box. The like the window sticker or the build sheet or whatever. I think it was the build sheet, not the window sticker. The build sheet was in there, and then the thing that is usually adhesive to the glove box that tells you all the BS about it. It's weird finding one that still looks super original.
Yes, it is. But that thing's going to get some work before you know it.
Got Mike Honcho chilling in the main house garage.
I'm trying to free up some space in his garage. I'm trying my hardest.
Mike Honcho's in the garage while Shrek is in the servants' quarters.
With Tushka.
With Tushka.
Or the Malibu, whatever you want to call it.
Yep. All right. Well, now that we all know what the Mystic Missile is there anything else you guys want to throw on here?
From the yoga instructor to the
Someone's about to
Mystic
find out what the Mystic Missile is.
Yeah.
All right, Bo, what do you got?
Clear for one.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Doherty.
Everybody love everybody.
Everybody hug everybody. See you guys.